Welcome back, my kindred, to Canada by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade live play podcast. The coterie scrambled to reassert their control over the meeting after Val punched Brian Tombstone into Michael Arden, who then retaliated by boiling the Brujah's blood. After Everett convinced Madre to delay punishing Arden, Evangeline reminded the clan leaders of the danger that the unstable prince posed to them all, and Everett presented their plan to forcibly replace Toasta Rosa with a democratic system. Some clan leaders have been convinced, but can the others stop their infighting long enough to see reason? Find out now as we return to the world of darkness.
The coterie are dealing with the consequences of a bestial failure. One that is happening outside of the player, but in the environment, based on the things that had happened, because Everett succeeded in his attempt to successfully, silently negotiate with Votitia Madams and got her to participate and gave her the opportunity to ask the questions that undoubtedly she would be expected to ask, and to give him and Evangeline the chance to explain away those problems in a way that wasn't Votitia having to do that job. Unfortunately, the way that broke down led to Madre, who had lost Brian Tombstone, one of her two bodyguards outside. Val had snapped and punched him after he was mocking Will and generally being a pain in the ass, and he was. Michael Arden just decided to cover that up and back up Val exploding Brian Tombstone in the process, which has led to Madre being completely determined that this plan works, democracy works, but that Michael Arden cannot be a part of democracy and needs to die now. And the sheriff was responding in equally vehement terms that this is not a negotiation. Val, you have been outside, and as we've said, you can't hear things from the lobby if they're general conversation, but you can hear if people are yelling at each other, which means you have been hearing Madre, shall we say, cranking up the volume internally, demanding the death of Michael Arden. Would you do anything, or do you just stay outside? You have a box of cell phones.
Yeah, she has a box of cell phones. It's true. I think it's a weird thing where it's like, I think normally Val would want to try and interfere or help or something, but I think this whole situation shook her a lot. And then now she's falling back on old habits of like, let the sheriff fix it. Let let him fix it. In a way that like she's sort of stuck there. And then she also feels weird because it's like Jan is the other Brujah who came, and Jan saw exactly what happened.
Jan was there. Jan, you sent Jan away.
Oh yeah, I did. I sent her down
Let's rewind for a second. You sent Jan and the other security down the hall. So the only people who know what happened there are you and Michael Arden and the goo that is remaining of Brian Tombstone and any other bodyguard that may have been watching from down the hall, but it would have been real fast.
That's true. So Val, yeah, her initial instinct is to fall back on just let the sheriff fix it, which is what she would often do when she got in political shit and Sheriff Cross bailed her out. That happened semi-often, I would say, especially in political situations. And there's just that moment where she's just pausing and standing and is like, just let it play out. And then she walking into the room, opening the door, holding a box of cell phones. Madre, it's me you have fucking beef with, not Michael Arden.
Did you blow up Brian Tombstone?
I started it. Michael Arden covered for me.
Wait. What? What did you... How does blowing Brian up cover...
Miller, outside, please. Thank you, Miller. Wait outside.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Madre, we don't know what happened, obviously. We will talk after, as I said we would, and we will find a solution. I can't give you Michael Arden because we're all here talking about how there have been too many clan leader deaths. We're not having another one. I'm not going to entertain you completely waylaying this meeting to settle personal grievances.
How do you think this is going to play out, Sheriff?
It's going to play out after we finish talking about Toasta Rosa. You will have my complete and undivided attention. But the time is not now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Val closed door.
Whoosh. Let you guys in on a little secret. Everett was, if that didn't work, going to take out his phone that he still has, ask Val to give Madre her phone so that she can have it and just text someone at the station to find the document with dirt on all the clans, take a picture of the dirt on the Brujah clan, and text a photo to Madre to be like, get in line. I'm glad it didn't come to that. We get the okay. Everett now trying to get back into the headspace of unifying this cool group of fun people. Will say, Toasta Rosa is coming to New Haven tomorrow night. The sheriff's department has made it so he's come to celebrate. Mr. Farron, you may have caught some of that. You have been enlisted in the decorating of the basement or interior of the Val Miller Family Protection building.
Mm-hmm.
That is where we will kill Toasta Rosa. I have negotiated with him that Red Cell, reinforcements of Red Cell, will be present. However, they'll be outside the building. Toasta Rosa and his bodyguards will be inside with the sheriff's department. There'll be a speech, a medal, something like that. He's calling this Everett Friday or something like that. He's not sticking around. That name's not sticking. I don't want any of that glory. It's all a ruse to get him here. The plan is to kill him and his bodyguards inside. The fact that Red Cell will be outside of the building watching along with everyone else in New Haven because attendance for this stupid parade is mandatory. They're going to be watching on a feed that I plan to have a delay on, during which time, as we kill him and deal with his bodyguards, a video will be spliced into the live feed, letting Red Cell know that Toasta Rosa is no longer their employer, and his assets have been seized, and his new employer is dismissing them. They will be paid, and they'll be sent on their way. That gets rid of Toasta Rosa. It peacefully gets rid of Red Cell with minimal bloodshed. Pyramid 2.0 was here. They were expanding aggressively. They're off the table now. We're trying to solve a lot of problems here. And I'm bringing this to y'all because I don't want anyone to be caught unawares. And for this Senate thing to work, we all need to be in on this assassination plot. It's what's going to bind us. Any questions?
Tenton Quarantino stands up.
Who is going to be doing the splicing of the videos? You seem to lack that capability in your department.
You're right. If you have any recommendations, I'd happily accept them.
Done and done.
Thank you, Miss Quarantino. Not necessarily Miss. Is it
Miss?
Miss?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Quarantino. Anyone else?
Votitia stands up.
I have a concern. As you can tell, I'm quaking in my shoes.
Yeah. Let's
Red
hear it.
Cell.
Yes.
The termination may work. It may allow them to stand down, or at the same time, they may have been given backup assets. They may have been paid to, shall we say, go feral. If this becomes a war zone, all of our people will be present, yes? Mandatory attendance?
It's true. I'm trying to ensure everyone's safety.
But if we remain unified, that is possible. This town can be quite a formidable force if brought into play at the same time, with the same intent.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we stay prepared. And I am asking you a question, Sheriff, if you are the one organizing this. Is it better to play that video and see if they surrender, or is it better to play that video and start attacking them 10 seconds into it when they are distracted?
If I had numbers, the numbers of reinforcements, the kinds of weapons and weaponry and ammunition they're bringing to bear, I might consider that, but because it is an unknown quantity, I spoke with Toasta Rosa on the phone tonight, just before this meeting. And in fact, that's why I needed to delay Mr. Farron here from taking that call. I knew he'd be getting one.
So perhaps we wait, and you can decide tomorrow when more information is at hand.
I don't know that I'll be getting more information about Red Cell, but I can try.
If we see them, we'll know how many there are.
You'll know how many there are of the ones that you can see. We won't know about reinforcements, backup, armaments, how much of them are packing silver, how much of them are packing silver nitrate grenades going off in a crowd of kindred. I'm done with that.
I agree. None of this is ideal.
I can make the video as comprehensive as possible. We came into a small fortune in seizing the Pyramid 2.0's assets. We gained full access to Dylan Zane's financials. They are gifts for the prince. He won't have them for long. He's spending a little bit of that on this parade. The rest we can use to make Red Cell feel real good about walking away, and then everything else is for us to share.
Interesting.
Votisha sits back down. At this point, Kevin stands up.
Mr. LaFleur.
A little nervous.
The question that no one has asked that stands out to me is, who will be the prince? Even in a senatorium, there is a prince. Who will be in charge? Is it you?
It is not.
Is it? It's not me, is it?
No, Mr. LaFleur.
Oh, good.
I won't make you
I don't
guess.
want that.
I understand. I'm on the same page as you. I don't want it for me either. No, the prince will be one Matthew Theobald.
And there's just a spray of whispers around the room as you hear the Shadow Ghoul, the Blood Thief. At one point, you hear the Ghoul King said off to the side in general surprise. Kevin is almost rocked. Has to rest his hands up.
The famous ghoul criminal will be the prince. How do you know him? Are you a criminal too?
A criminal. I mean, I'm the sheriff of New Haven, and Mr. Theobald approached me about a mutual problem some time ago, and it became clear that he had interests more aligned with New Haven than Toasta Rosa. He has proven himself to be capable, clever, keen. I understand he's survived quite some time without the benefits of being a vampire. You all know him. Sounds like some of y'all might even fear him. He's prince material.
Finland raises a hand that Kevin spots and goes, "Oh, yes, please." And Kevin sits back down because he does not want the spotlight of this conversation. Vinland stands up and says, "Vinland von Kindred, Ventru clan leader. I believe that a ghoul as a leader, if we can convince the Camarilla of the value here, along with this experimental plan, it may take assets, it may take political acumen, it may take a number of things that we could all bring to bear if we work together in the name of this town. I, Vinland von Kindred, leader of Clan Ventru, fully support this plan. A senatorum, a ghoul leader, how do we bring the mortals along?" He says, clearly loading the question because Vinland's not a great political animal to be like, "Anything else, Mr. Sheriff?"
I suppose the humans having a seat at the table, equal share as all the rest of y'all, will be counted as a clan, the human clan, the mortal clan. As such, we'll give them an opportunity to elect a suitable leader, give them a rundown on how these sorts of things work. I mean, these folks in New Haven are already so close to the lives of kindred. Everyone here has a better understanding than anyone else out there of how life is for us.
Vinland sits back down. Kevin stands up again. You can see he doesn't want to stand up as he stands up and he goes, "Are there different clans of humans like there are of kindred? Should there be more than one human?" You are seeing visible bristling from the people who are concerned about the vampires getting votes are extra concerned about people getting votes.
Yeah.
Originally, the discussion had been around the idea of like maybe 2 tribunes who weren't clan leaders, or they just had veto power, or a clan, like however you want to do it, because this is an interesting spin. 2 was the number that had been discussed with Matthew Theobald and the department. I don't know if that's a number you want to play forwards or not.
2 being like 2 clans, as in answer to the way the question is being asked? Or?
In the way that I think it was just having kind of 2 human representatives was the idea that had been discussed previously.
Okay. I was thinking something like 2 representatives for the group. However, they may not always be aligned on whatever issues come up for the Senate.
Kevin sits back down, at which point Michael Arden gets up and just says, 2 humans is a good number of humans. They will undoubtedly be satisfied to have some representation instead of no representation. And if we don't feel comfortable giving them votes, we could just give them vetoes. Then they could be annoying but couldn't actually shape the future of the town if it was in a way that did not serve the kindred. Soft power, they call it, in international negotiations. I learned this from the chantry outside Cincinnati. If you want to know more of my backstory, I look forward to discussing it with each of you. I'm Michael Arden.
Thank you, Mr. Arden.
You're welcome, Sheriff.
The prince, the new prince, he's been made aware of these plans. And as such, he'll also have an opportunity to have some input on how the Senate operates. These kinds of things will be ironed out.
The room remains silent, but there are no more questions or objections.
Well, then if there are no more questions, I need to hear from each and every one of you that you are willing to proceed with the assassination of Prince Toasta Rosa. All in favor, say aye.
And you get 8 ayes.
Thank you very much. Officer Clark,
Yes, sir.
are there any other matters to discuss? Or closing remarks you would like to provide?
Evangeline's not prepared. So
You can say
she's
no.
Just, she looks to Percy, who's been just kind of beside her the whole time. He just looks back up at her. Unless there were any other clan issues to discuss,
Can you roll me a wits and awareness?
She's just trying to be like, this is like a meeting. If there are other issues, let's follow.
Yep. No, I liked it.
2 successes.
2 successes. You do know that there was discussion of Madre and Michael Arden. However, that situation shifted dramatically over the course of this meeting. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's something you want to tackle. No one is currently volunteering it. But I just wanted to flag that you would be aware of that.
Yes.
But you would be also aware that the sheriff shut it down pretty fucking hard.
It seems like there are no other matters, in which case, if there were any private follow-ups, now would be the time, and everyone else is free to go?
Very good. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Madre, Arden, please stay behind. Officer Clark, can you bring Miller in?
Yeah, I'm going to send Officer Miller in, and everyone can get their phones from me. And she goes out
Thank you.
to deal with that.
Thank you, Officer Clark.
Clever. I will say from outside the room, Evangeline, everybody clearly has a lot on their mind when they are collecting their phones from you and their bodyguards to exit. Obviously, Herlin Jan remains because person inside, Michael Arden, doesn't have bodyguards, so there's no conflict there. Everybody else exits in pretty good order. They all seem focused. Do you want to roll me a wits and awareness to see what the vibes are that you get from people after a meeting? Because seeing the way people leave like a conference or a hotel or a meeting can be almost more telling than their behavior in it sometimes.
Because Evangeline would be like looking at each person, looking to see if they're making eye contact. If anyone does, kind of giving, just a serious nod.
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes is pretty good. I would say going down the list, it seems like people are on board, on side, or at least the only thing you can't tell because you can't be 100% is if anybody's just smart enough to not be the person to say they're not going to go along with this because they don't know who.
Right.
If you had the ability to tap the phones of the clan leaders tonight, you don't because nobody does that kind of tech at the thing. That would be the ultimate test is their private communications afterwards. But that would also mean they would have to be doing that by electronic means, which might be really stupid because Toasta Rosa has a hell of an electronic team. So it seems pretty solid. Unless secretly all of these clan leaders decide not to show up, nobody wants to be the 1 or 2 clans that don't show up to the regicide. They all learned that lesson in fucking Calgary, where they didn't join New Haven and got absolutely slammed for it and have paid huge prices since. They don't like it, but they seem to be determined and perhaps like it better than the alternatives.
Good.
That's what you know in the hall. You will be joining this after everybody's filed out, but currently we are inside the gym with Madre, Michael Arden, Sheriff Everett Fry, and Val Miller.
Val will walk in, and then stand next to Everett, unless motion to do something else.
Yeah. I have a seat, Miller.
She will sit.
This is an interesting question because our boy Michael Arden is on one side of this like round table with the flat edge. There is Madre on the other side. Where do you sit?
Yeah, Val's going to sit between Everett and Michael Arden.
Okay.
So she can look directly at Madre from that spot.
Okay.
Is Val still under her compulsion?
No, Val punched him, so Val's clear.
It was not something that I should have been doing, picking a fight with someone else. That was not my orders.
I see.
Punching
Ignore
a bodyguard of a clan. No, it's a totally reasonable question.
I
It
lost
was a
track
bit of an
it.
abstract, but we went with an anger kind of compulsion to lose control with -2 until it was expressed. And the anger of Brian Tombstone was pretty effectively expressed.
It was expressed, yeah.
It was an express train.
Yeah, never mind then.
To hell.
Yeah.
All right. Madre and I were in the meeting here when this altercation occurred. Officer Miller, what happened?
Well, so just tilting her head a little bit, and it's just fucking Brian Tombstone got into it with me, and he just pissed me off, and I punched him, and Michael Arden finished him off. Michael Arden has my fucking back because he's been helping with the pyramid shit. So I know why he did it, but it's my fault that he's dead.
Okay. Arden,
Yes.
what is your account of those events?
Michael Arden looks around the room. He's like, I can't tell how political I'm supposed to be here. Someone wants to kill me. I don't know who I'm betraying the most.
Please be honest, Mr. Arden.
All right, so I saw Val Miller exchanging verbal barbs with the dead guy. So then she lashed out and did horrific damage to him with silver, which I know is a brutal assault. So I tried to zap him, and I overshot the goal a bit. So he's dead now. Now I did it. I'm Australian.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can do.
Yeah.
And I did too much magics up in that man. So he popped.
All right, so that whole thing about you coming in here talking about being attacked, that was some kind of a cover or political leverage of some kind?
Yes, I didn't want Val Miller to get murdered at the beginning of this talk. She's necessary for the future of this town.
I understand. Madre, it sounds like you are 100% the injured party here. Arden, you may leave. Madre, you have the sheriff's department's sincerest apologies for I feel like you hate it when someone talks like this. I'm sorry this went the way it did. That was one of your bodyguards. I understand it. He's dead. That's ultimately my fault. I put Val in charge of security. She had it out with him. I don't know why. It's whatever, or maybe it's not. What do you need to make it right?
Michael was like, I'm going to leave. And gets up and
Get out.
exits. All right, so here's... I'm going to roll something for Madre. Yeah, fair enough. She didn't roll that good. All right, you want to be honest, and we'll cut all the political talk. Fine, we can have a nice, honest conversation. Val, you're a hot mess. I mean, I get it. Brian's an asshole. We're all assholes. We have ways that we're supposed to fucking do things.
I know. I fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, but now he's fucking dead. The one who killed him though wasn't Val. Val picked a fight and punched somebody. Let's be honest, that happens a lot. Mm-hmm. Brujah. But somebody who wasn't a Brujah killed a Brujah. And somebody who's a Tremere. And last night, the Brujah killed a lot of Tremere.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know this guy. I don't know any of this. All I know is we helped take out a bunch of Tremere, and now Tremere are killing my people under, I don't know, some kind of like cover where Val did a little bad, and now it became a big bad. So a dead Tremere that I get to pick, that would feel like a good balance. Because if I bring my best people to this meeting, then 1 for 1. And then I'm just going to be honest with you. You and me, we ain't good anymore. You want to fucking yell me down? You want to be my fucking boss in front of the entire fucking Primogen? Dude, the fuck? I got out of my fucking way for you. I got a fucking fake pyramid in the fucking basement of my HQ. I fucking stormed the pyramid with you, risking pissing off 2 other clans and starting a war in fucking town. I'm on board for fucking regicide. I'm one of the only shitheels who hasn't a clue of what the fuck's going on. And I don't get any special consideration.
Not in front of them, no. Here and now, talking to me, yes. I'm sorry about putting you in a spot where you have to yield. I understand that's a sore spot for
any vampire, let alone a clan leader, let alone a Brujah.
Right. I'm sorry. You talked about you're at 38 now.
Yep.
How's about we get you back up to 40? Maybe get you to 45. Your pick, as long as they're willing.
That is an interesting idea. You give me to 45, we're good. You give me a Tremere, it doesn't need to be Arden, but I get one.
I've met the Tremere, the remaining Tremere. You're not going to feel satisfied taking any of them.
Oh, I mean, this is political numbers. They blow up one, I got to blow up one. I got to be able to pick them. If you're going to give me another 7 for me, then we just got to wash this over. Michael Arden, let's be honest. At some point, I'm going to have to do some kind of showy thing. That's fine. That's not your business. That's just fucking clean leadership.
All right, fine.
But I won't fucking kill him. Who do you like the least of the Tremere who's left?
Let me put it this way. I will talk to Arden. He just met his Tremere tonight. You say you don't need to pick him. He picks one. He's still losing a Tremere.
No, I can't do that because I didn't get to pick Brian. I wouldn't have picked him. I know who I would pick. I'm not going to say it, but like I know the Brujah, but I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, Jeremiah. I mean, I didn't say that, but like,
Madre, you killed a lot. You killed some Tremere the other night.
I killed like a ghouls. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was justified.
Yeah.
You were with us.
Yeah.
Arden was with us tonight. Arden was with Val. Arden saw Val punch someone in a way meaning to kill him. Silver, did I hear?
Yeah, I kind of forgot.
Which hand did he grab the fist with? Because he said he grabbed him and then he blew up. Did he touch his hand? Did he grab him by the shoulder? Which he had to have touched him. Which of Arden's hands touched Brian Tombstone?
Right. Did I clock that?
Yeah, you clocked Brian, so he would have gone back. He was right-handed. He spun around, so it would be Arden's left hand.
Yeah, it was his left hand.
Okay, take Arden's left hand off at the elbow. Elbow down, gone. We're good. I think it's a reasonable ask.
I do not.
Okay.
And
Let's hear your pitch.
All I mean by that is we're continuing to negotiate towards a solution.
All right, take it off at the wrist. I feel like I gave you at least half an arm there.
You gave me a forearm.
Yeah, he's lanky.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
And it's just from, I don't know shit about shit. Why is it that we can't turn this loss of Brian, into the gain of 7 new Brujah and call it a net gain? Why is that not enough? There's something political going on here that I'm still struggling to comprehend, but in the spirit of New Haven coming together, cohesion, why does loss need to beget loss?
You're talking about New Haven. I'm talking about the Camarilla. I got to live beyond New Haven. New Haven's been great, don't get me wrong. It's been really fun. It's been like 6 months. This place is on the border of collapse forever. I'll fight for it, no problem. I'm on board. I like this fucking idea. It's all good to me. New Brujah means I can go back to the clan and I can say that you got mad and I played nice and we got a bunch of new vampires. And then they can buy that and they can be like, all right, this guy's all right. This guy fucked up and he made us look bad, but like that's an apology people can understand. An apology that does not involve blood can be a variety of things, and there can be respect there. None of the heat that like we quietly had. If I kept my shit together earlier, I wouldn't have told you we had a problem, and then I don't know, I could have got you voted out and maybe murdered you afterwards. But I'm not doing that. I'm being fucking straight up. The blood thing, though, I got to go talk to 30. Obviously, Val gets it, but like I got to go talk to 36 vampires, and I got to say, yeah, the new Tremere guy, we don't like him, and he blew up Brian Tombstone. And in response for that, they're giving us other stuff, but also they treated us like shit and made us look stupid at the council. So I got to balance blood for blood, and then council, and then we get like a nice middle ground. Unless...
Let me say 2 things real quick before you finish your thought.
Yeah.
First of all, Madre, and Everett will like lean forward like onto the table, and he'll just say, fuck the Camarilla. And then he'll say,
I don't like that.
let's split the difference here. 2 consequences. 2 that you've, one that I've mentioned that you've accepted, one that you offered up previously. You get your 7. And we're enemies. You can tell them, oh boy, that fucking sheriff. I was gonna tear Arden's fucking head off, but the sheriff had to step into our business. However you want to spin it. I'm an enemy of the Brujah.
Does he know what he's offering? She says, turning to Val.
Val is just sort of shaking her head. I'm like, yeah, he makes these fucking plays all the time. He'd rather do that than the simple thing of just fucking offing someone.
This covers what I need. So,
Great.
pause, because I like you, but you don't know entirely what you're doing. I'm going to have
Granted.
43 points to Val. I'm going to have 40. I'm going to know that this is a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Val's going to know that this is a deal.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have 43 Brujah who are not on the chain, who are all going to believe that they need to spite and punish the department until they think the ledger is even. I can clamp down on that. You ever? I can't remember the term for that. It's like humans call it like quiet quitting or some shit. I don't know. I'm always fascinated by it. It will be hostile compliance on an ongoing basis, and they will fuck with you until they feel that balance has been achieved.
And how long do you suppose it will take for balance to feel like it's been achieved?
I don't know. Because we're the fucking Brujah. So people get angry. It happens faster. Michael Arden dies. Everybody calms down. There's a range.
All right. And does it have to be the department or can it just be me?
I mean, it wouldn't be about the department. It'd be personal.
Just me?
Yeah. But they can annoy people who work for you. They annoy you. They get in the way of investigations. It fucking happens. I'm going to use my phone to check one thing.
Sure.
So I think we might be able to find some medium. And she takes out her phone and then starts sends a couple of texts. Okay. Brian had 3 brothers. Nobody's turned new people since fucking this whole thing went to shit. Give me the 45 for the clan. Give me the 48. Give me the 3 brothers. They're going to fucking hate you. The rest of the clan will be fine. They'll feel like debt was paid. Tombstone's people are being looked after.
Can you send me some info on these 3 brothers?
What do you want? They're criminal pieces of shit. They're going to pick a lot of fights and they're super annoying. They're tombstones.
Fuck.
I haven't met a tombstone yet.
She don't like them. But you get 3. 3 annoying Brujah instead of 40-something.
Yeah, that's a better deal.
All right. Yeah. You think you can keep them from causing problems for one night, tomorrow night?
I'm not turning them right now.
Good.
We'll bring them in. We'll deal with that shit once everything's calmed down. When I got 3 annoying guys, I'll also have enough people to supervise them and make sure they don't do dumb shit. Because here's the deal. I get a bunch of stuff out of this. You and me, we're good. This looks good. We got a hell of a lot more fucking... Because we go from 38...
You're getting a total of 10.
48. Total of 10, which is the number of Tremere under Arden. I can sell that number. That's balance.
That's fine by me.
Perfect. I get up to 48. You get everything good. We're going to play along real nice tonight. I don't have to all of a sudden try to rig this battle to make sure that the Tremere don't make it. This is good for you and good for me.
I ask again that these new 10, including the 3 brothers, be something they want. The 3 brothers are packaged in already, so I guess I hope this is what they want.
I'm telling you, I'm leading the Brujah in New Haven. We're not turning people by accident or people who don't want it. Anything that happens like that is so deeply fucked up that it shouldn't happen at all. That shit is a crime. You do that shit, I'll kill you. You okay, girl? Looks to Evangeline, who's not okay.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up.
Yeah, anybody who does that, we put them down like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good to know. Still acclimating what the barometer for fucked up is.
Oh, it's all over the place. It goes claim to claim.
I'm
But
learning
no,
that.
this is good. So we'll gear up for tomorrow. If you need any work crews, if you need anybody to set up anything for you inside that fucking house, obviously you got the toreadors who are going to make it all pretty and stuff. But if you need anything put in, my people are available tonight.
I appreciate that. I may be in touch.
Fabulous. It's nice doing business with all of you. Val, that might have been one of the best punches for the clan you've ever thrown. All right.
Appreciate your discretion, Madre.
Stinkums loves you. And she gets up and heads out.
Bye, Stinkums.
Val is just deep sigh sitting there.
And on any other night, Everett would be like, what happened? But similar to last night, we need to move on. He gets out his phone and says, before dialing, it was like, anything to add? Officer Clark, Officer Miller. I'm going to get on the horn with Matthew Theobald.
Yeah, just to be clear, Brujah's going up to 48. We absolutely cannot make enemies of them.
Yep. But if we wanted to be able to keep this town safe, we shouldn't have made enemies with them at all. Though I know Michael Arden meant well.
I was going to have you roll, but I don't think I need to because you are Brujah and you know Madre very well because you knew Kane and Madre was up there.
Yes.
You saw no signs of Madre lying in this.
Oh, yeah.
If she
no.
hadn't talked about like 3 ultra devious plans to get everyone here killed if she was mad, you would know it was bullshit because Madre is only unfailingly polite in political circumstance of like does not want people to know that there's heat so she could stick a knife in the back down the line. For now, you guys are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is not a worry about it scenario. I just want you to know that because I think
Yes.
Evangeline, based on the performance of the statements, like other people are worried about that, whereas you're legit good now.
No, and Val took it that way. Like, they're straight up, so Madre would have said something, and it's more just Val, like, it works better for the town and for her personally if we just keep staying friends with the
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sheriff, you always go a different way and end up sticking your fucking neck out. But glad you're on our side figuring it out in a way that isn't just loss and more loss.
Right. And it just phone open, has to call Matthew Theobald, bring him up to speed on they're on board and needs to talk to him about this red cell situation. He wants to know if Matthew Theobald wants to be the subject of the video that's getting spliced into the live feed saying, hello, I'm Matthew Theobald. I'm your new owner, Red Cell. The prince is dead. I have his assets. Your contract is complete or whatever. Yeah. Just give him the option to do that.
That's a hell of a phone call to make, to catch him up on all of this, having allied the clans against Toasta Rosa, knowing that after this conversation, you need to solidify your plan for this final battle and showdown. It's a very important night of planning before perhaps the most important night of all of your unlives. But first, it's time to catch up the prince.
This episode of Canada by Night features the voices of Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, and Laura Hamstra, alongside storyteller Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Canada by Night's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme songs are What's Really Going On Right Now by Chase Allen Villas and Traffic by Kai Engel, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Cheeks by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. Canada by Night is a spin-off of the Dum Dums and Dice series Blood and Syrup. If you want to hear about what happened to Everett before he came to New Haven, look for Blood and Syrup anywhere podcasts can be found. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Sleep well, my kindred. Sleep well in this world of darkness.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gator Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.